Hey guys, Pedro here to do an album review, and today I'm here to talk to you guys about the brand new album for Between the Buried and Me, and it's called Automata I. And yes, there will be a part 2. It's coming out later on in the summer. They are releasing this album as a 2-part album. Not sure the reason why. I have a few ideas. I mean, it could be part of the storytelling. This is a concept album. The idea behind this album is the possibility of people tuning in into your brain and watching your dreams for their viewing pleasure. Almost an extreme look into voyeurism, if you will. And we're living in an era where more and more voyeurism is becoming part of the day-to-day routine, where we're more and more interested in what other people are doing. Perfect example, a reaction channel. People tune in to find out what the other person is going to be saying or thinking or doing while watching something that you already seen. Another perfect example of that is the show Big Brother, and even Survivor to a certain extent. So it's really interesting that the band decided to go with this kind of concept for this album, and then decided to break it into 2 albums, one coming out now and the other one coming out later on in the summer. I'm left wondering if the reason, to me there's 2 possibilities on why the album could be breaking down like that. One is the length of the album. Maybe it would become an album that would become too long, and they decided to break it down into 2 parts. The other possibility is the storytelling aspect of the album, that really they wanted to break it down into 2 separate chapters, because there's different parts of the story that they want to tell you, and one part fits together as part 1, and the second part of the story will fit together as part 2. And then maybe if they were together, the storytelling aspect in terms of the lyrics and the delivery of the songs to their audience wouldn't be as effective as breaking it down into 2. So this is just me speculating. Obviously, I don't know the reasons behind, but I could speculate that these could be 2 possible reasons why they broke down this project into 2 separate albums. But now let's get into this one. So Automata I is an album that has 6 tracks, 35 minutes. You could almost consider it an EP. I'm still going to call it an album, but you know, to a lot of folks, this probably would fall under the EP category. So 6 songs, 35 minutes in length. There's 1 song that's an instrumental track, about 1 minute. And I'm going to start with that because that's really become my pet peeve of late, is instrumental tracks that are actually part of the track that follows that track. So the instrumental track is called Gold Distance, and it's number 5. And then number 6, the last song, Blot. The 2 are really one. They broke down the instrumental intro of 1 minute as 2 separate tracks, but really they really go together. One is really the continuation of the other. And to me, this, and I'll explain to you guys why this is becoming my pet peeve, is that for folks that listen to music on Spotify, or have playlists on their iPods, or have playlists on Spotify, or whatever, any way you're consuming music these days, let's face it, most people are not consuming music by listening to an album from song 1 to song 6 in this case. Most people are consuming their music in very different ways. And in those ways, it's hard for songs to follow each other. So a lot of people, when they're listening to this album, they're gonna be missing the continuation between song 5 and song 6, because they're broken into 2 separate songs. So I really don't understand why bands continue to do this. I think it's a lot better when you just create 1 song and you create that intro and you add that to part of the song, because technically when I listen to those 2 songs, they're really 1 song. So that's my pet peeve. I'm not a big fan of that. I really think for the market, for the world that we live in today, it's better suited to just put them together as 1. Maybe if you want to call it 2 names and have a slash, whatever you want to do, like that's completely up to the band. But I really think that you're doing the listener a disservice when you're breaking them down into 2. That's my only pet peeve, and that's not just with this album, but with a lot of albums coming out these days where they're doing this. Now, this album is quite the ride. Like, for me, this album felt almost like there's the concept, there's the storytelling aspect, but the album itself lends you to just sit back, enjoy, take it all in, and go for that ride that I think the band really wants you to go through with them in the journey of listening to this album from song 1 to song 6. I really had that feeling going into the album. I've listened to the album now multiple times, and every time I listen to the album, I feel more and more that I'm taking on their journey, that they're of the storytelling aspect of the album. I really think this is one of those albums that I highly recommend you guys sit down with the lyrics and follow the lyrics as you're following the music, because the lyrics in this album are extremely important part of the storytelling, and the music, it's almost the let's put it this way, the lyrics are the narration of the storytelling, while the music is the soundtrack of that narration, if that makes any sense to you guys, if you guys understand what I'm trying to say here. So I think it's part, and it's very important part for this album's, for you to get the full experience of the album, to sit down perhaps with the lyrics and listen and have the lyrics with you at the same time. Because I think you're really going to enjoy the journey that you're going to be taken on. And really, the lyrics will take you on that journey while the music is becoming the soundtrack to that journey. I really have that feeling from this album. That was something that I really enjoyed. I thought it was really well put together. It was really different from that perspective. I like the idea. I like the idea behind the concept. I like the idea behind the lyrics. I like the way the lyrics were integrated with the song structures and the song styles in this album. Now, I'm not going to give you my top 3 songs, but I will mention 3 songs that I think they deserve to be mentioned. I mean, the album has 6. One of them is the instrumental intro track, but I think there's 3 songs that really deserve a little bit of attention, if you will. One of them is the first song, Condemned to the Gallows. I think that was the first single, and I think it's a great introduction to the album, because it's the start of that storytelling aspect of you being able to view other people's dreams and do it for your own enjoyment. And I think that song is a really good way to start in. Has some really groovy, super groovy guitar riffs, some incredible vocals. I really enjoy the vocals in that song, harsh vocals almost all the way through, but the vocals really lend itself to the grooviness of the guitar playing in that song. I really find that the guitar playing in that song is absolutely mesmerizing. It really takes you on that journey that I was talking about before, and it's really a great introduction to the album. It's a song that it just really gets you in the right mood, and from a storytelling perspective, it really starts to set the tone for what the story is going to be with the lyrics to the song that will follow this one. Another one I have to mention, and I think this by far is my favorite song of the album, it's Millions. I absolutely love this song. The guitar melodies in this song are phenomenal. The chorus, the clean vocals and the chorus tagged in with the incredible guitar melody is just absolutely mind traveling. This song is a mind traveler experience on its own. Like, this song, you sit back and you listen to this, and as he's singing the chorus with the super cool and melodic guitar melodies, there's a very cool hook in it that just really catches you there. And then not only that, but the lyrics of the chorus are very catchy itself. It's very easy for you to start singing along, and you don't really need to listen to this song many times to really start to get a feel for the lyrics and to get a feel for what this part of the story is. But this song by far is, to me, the best song in the album, because it just really offers it's the most, perhaps most melancholic song of the album, but in that melancholy there's beauty, there's darkness, there's beauty, there's incredible lyrics, and there's incredible guitar playing. And then finally, I have to mention Blot. That's the last song of the album. This song is like the Pandora's box of the album, because this song, once you play this song, there's no coming back from it. It really is a Pandora box that you just opened, and all the evil and all the good things that this album and when I mean evil, I don't mean in a bad way, I really mean in a good way, but all the evil, all the good, the bad, the ugly that this album and that this band has to offer comes out in this song. And they really throw everything at you. Groovy guitars, melodic guitars, clean vocals, harsh vocals, faster tempos, slower tempos. This song is just a bit over the 10-minute mark, so it's a much longer song. And it ends the album on a note that kind of leaves you, it's almost like a cliffhanger. Like I said, it's a Pandora box, because everything is thrown at you. Everything that this band is capable of doing, they really use this song to showcase their talent and really showcase what they can do with this album. So this song, to me, is the perfect example of that showcasing of talent. But also, this song is almost a cliffhanger of a song, because it kind of leaves you wanting more and kind of wondering what part 2, Automata 2, is gonna bring. So this song, there's a little bit of sadness to it, because it really leaves you kind of wanting a little bit more, but at the same time it offers such a wide range of guitar playing, of vocals, of tempos. It's just like I said, it's just a Pandora box that opens up, and you can never, once you listen to the song, you can never close it, and you can never put things back. And it really allowed the fact that the song is really lengthy, is the longest song on the record. It really allowed for the band to really go in a different direction and really express their music in a very free way. You could tell that this song to them perhaps had no boundaries, and they were really allowed themselves, and they allowed their talent to really showcase in this song and just go into complete different places and in complete different directions. I really think that this song is very unique from that perspective. So this is my take on Automata I from Between the Buried and Me. I would like to know what you thought about this album. Please let me know in the comment section below your thoughts. What's your favorite song? What do you think about the band breaking the album into 2 separate releases? I really want to know what you have to say about this album. Let me know in the comment section. Take care, guys.